Miss Charlene.
Hi.
It's so good to see you again.
Oh, good to see you too.
How are you doing?
Great.
Alright, so let's get started. First of all, I have some really good news for you. You've done the right thing by coming in here. After examining your x-rays and all the series of tests and exams we did, I feel confident that what you have is treatable with chiropractic care. So the good news is you're in the right place at the right time, which is good. So because what you have is a chiropractic problem, I want you to know a little bit of facts about chiropractic. So we're going to start with this. I'm going to give this to you. As you may remember in the video I had you watch yesterday, chiropractic isn't new. It's not experimental. It's been a successful choice of treatment for over 100 years. So basically, in other words, if chiropractic hadn't been successful, it would have disappeared a long time ago. So if you look here, we're going to talk a little bit about this. So because it hasn't disappeared, kind of the opposite is true. The results have been so popular, chiropractic care, and it's so successful that it's now the second largest healing profession in the Western world. And what's most important for you to know, and don't worry, all of this you can take home is for you, is that there was a study done by WebMD that you can see here on millions of patients over several years, and basically it said that we have a satisfaction rate of 95% with our patients. 95%, which is quite a lot. In the medical world of healthcare, it'd almost be impossible for you to find a better success rate than that. So you should feel confident you've come to the right place for your solution to your problem. So let's talk about what got you here, your condition. Why do you feel this way? Why are you in this pain? Come over here to this page. And first of all, it wasn't just one thing. It wasn't one twist or one turn. It wasn't just you picked up something too heavy. It wasn't just one problem. So forget all of that. This didn't start the day your pain started, basically. It's been building up over time and has been caused by accumulation of many events in your life. And all those events in your life were very hard on your structural system. So it probably even started with childbirth. There's trauma with childbirth, and then all of the hundreds of falls and spills you did as a teenager and a child with sports and all those things. And then you add in your lifestyle that you have today, and it's almost impossible to know how many improper lifting and trauma events you've had on your structural system in your adult years. So that's why I say it's not just one event. You've had years of wear and tear on your spine, and basically that's with pretty much no prevention, no treatment, no care or efforts to counteract this wear and tear. So, for example, if you went to the dentist and you never brushed your teeth, never got your teeth cleaned, all the way from when you were born till now, the condition of your teeth wouldn't be very good, correct? It would be pretty bad. So another example would be, say you had a car and your tires, you never got them balanced or rotated, you never got them taken care of. A blowout in your tire is inevitable eventually, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Throughout your years, you've experienced all these traumas, innumerable amount of traumas in your spine and your skeletal system, and you've basically left it untreated, and so problems can occur with that. So basically, you're really quite fortunate, and we all are, that we aren't in more pain than we aren't, because we've had all of these events happen to our spine. So basically, what's the result of all of this untreated activity and damage that we're talking about? And we're going to go to this page, right here. The result is your spine has spent years being pushed and pulled out of alignment by your lifestyle, and that applies pressure to these discs in between the two bones. And when you apply pressure to those discs, it causes them to squeeze and get closer together, and that causes less flexibility in your spine, irritation, swelling, and it also can pinch the nerves that flow out from these vertebrae, which you can see right here. So the technical term we call this is a subluxation, that you can see here. When all of that happens, we call it a subluxation. And when you have a subluxation, your nerves being pinched right here, they are prohibited from performing doing their normal function, and communication to the rest of the body. So basically, if you study this chart here, all these arrows are examples of what subluxations can do to you if you have them in particular regions of the spine, in your neck, in your low back, things like that. And I think you'll find it quite fascinating, the things that can happen when you have subluxations. So study that chart there. And basically what happens is your nerves run from the brain, and it communicates the brain's signals to the rest of your body and your organs. And when those nerves are pinched, it's kind of the same effect of a water hose when you pinch it off and the water flow is stopped. So when you get a subluxation and your nerve flow is pinched off, it cuts off the body's communication, the brain's communication to the rest of the body. Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right, so basically that pinching off of your water flow per se, your nerve flow, the communication to your brain, from your brain to your body, it can result in dis-ease of your body because things aren't working like it should be, which is what you see here. So basically what we're saying is subluxations isn't just causing neck pain or back pain. It can cause all types of dis-ease in your body. So there's 4 phases of spinal degeneration that you can see down here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just like other conditions you're probably more familiar with, like cancer, the longer you let it go, the worse the stage gets, and the worse the complications of that stage. So basically, the worse the health problems you get with the associated stage. So it's important to start treating and preventing any further stages of degeneration, obviously, so it doesn't get worse. Right now, I'd probably place you at a stage 2, which is right here. Okay? So let me show your x-rays at this point, and we'll look at them on here, and basically, we'll talk about your degeneration and all that stuff, but you can't take these x-rays home with you. So right here, what we'll do is we'll circle on here what is the most likely indication of where you are at. There's the different mild, moderate, severe degeneration, and of course normal. And that way you can take this home, show your family if you want, and they can kind of get an idea about where you're at. Okay? Alright, so I think we spent enough time describing the cause of your problem, where it came from, things like that. Does it all make sense?
Yes, it
Do
does.
you have any questions?
No.
Not yet.
This
is a lot. I know, this is a lot. It's okay, you can always ask questions if you need to. Alright, so we're going to move on to what you really care about, which is the solution to this problem, right?
Yes.
We want to know how to get you out of pain, because that's why everybody comes in, right?
Yes.
Alright, so the solution. So I've already pointed out to you that these problems haven't been caused in a day. They weren't caused by one wrong move, right?
Right.
So just as it isn't caused in a day, we can't fix it in a day either. It takes a lot of time. So basically what we do, the solution to your problem is a series of what we call adjustments. Okay? And we're going to start adjusting your spine back into its proper alignment. That's what we do. Now, for example, your orthodontist can't reach into your mouth, align your teeth up properly in one visit to their office, right?
Right.
It takes a series of visits over a long period of time usually. So that's kind of the same thing we're doing here. It's going to take a series of adjustments over a period of time to kind of get your spine back into alignment. Okay? So the truth is your spine has been misaligned for so long, generally speaking, that it kind of considers that wrong place to be normal. And that's a problem. So
Yeah.
basically what will happen is a lot of times we'll adjust your spine, and frankly it usually kind of goes back to where it's been, just because it considers that position normal. So we're going to have to retrain your spine and retrain the muscles around your spine for a new normal, if you will. So what we'll do is, it's kind of like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back kind of thing. So we'll continue to adjust it, and eventually it will retrain it to that new position, which is what we want. So that's what we'll do, and because it takes time and we kind of 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, it's very important that you make these treatment times, because it's going to take that amount of time to get you where we want you. So the treatment schedule and how often we need you to come in is very, very important. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So I've divided your treatment into 3 stages. You can see here, stage 1, 2, and 3. And the first phase is obvious, it's pain relief. That's why you're here. You don't want to hurt anymore, right?
Exactly.
So we want to get you out of this pain. Everybody kind of responds a little bit different, but basically your first phase of care is going to be, we're going to do it for 3 times a week for 2 weeks, and that's what we'll start with. We'll do the adjustments, and we'll also be applying some therapies to supplement your adjustments that will help decrease your pain as well, to kind of get you out of that pain quicker, because that's our main goal right now. So at the end of this phase, I feel confident you'll probably be out of pain, and you're going to be feeling like, yes, I'm out of pain, problem solved. Well, that's wrong. That's what everybody thinks, and that's kind of what gets people in trouble. So that's when we move into the second phase. And the reason that I say that's wrong is because your condition at this point is so fragile that any kind of wrong turn or wrong twist or any kind of move really could basically set you back to where you are now, if not worse. Because it's not stabilized. We've gotten it where we want it, but it's not stabilized there yet. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, That's why your second stage of care is almost more important than your first stage of care. It's the stabilization phase. So we get you out of pain, and then now we need to stabilize you where you're at, because now you're not in pain. So it's very, very important to do that second stage and get you out of that fragile state, okay?
Okay.
So before we go to that stage, we'll do a progress exam between these two, just to make sure you are ready to graduate to that next stage, and to make sure that if you're progressing quicker than we thought, then we'll decrease your treatment plan. You don't need as much. That happens sometimes too, and we'll be eager to do that. So we'll just do a progress exam and kind of reassess where we're at, make sure we're on the right track, okay?
Okay.
So once you graduate to the second phase, it's much easier. Like I said, it's stabilization, and it's much easier for you. I only need you to come in 2 times a week for the next 3 weeks, okay?
Okay.
And then at that time, based on many of the cases I've treated just like yours, I think you'll be in a stabilized state or condition at that point, once we get through with stage 2. So once we consider that you're stabilized, we're going to do another progress exam, kind of same thing, make sure we're on the right track, make sure we're ready to move to stage 3, and if we are, we'll graduate you to stage 3, which is the prevention stage. And this one is essential to your health and wellness. And you kind of ask why? Well, I'm out of pain and I'm stabilized. Why do I need to keep coming in? You know, all those kind of questions kind of come up. But the one problem we have with treating cases like yours and other people that have the same problem is we aren't eliminating the cause that brought you in here in the first place. Okay?
Okay.
So you're still going to do the very things that cause subluxations. You're going to do all these lifestyle changes, sit at your desk all day long and drive in the car all day and pick up your kids and all these things. You're going to keep doing all that, okay? So just like with your teeth, if you went and got them cleaned and they're all nice and clean and you wanted them to stay like that for forever, basically you would just not have to eat again. And then maybe that would happen. But that's not reality. You're not going to stop eating. And I wouldn't expect you to. So the same thing goes with us. You have to kind of keep getting maintained. You aren't going to stop, like I said, you won't stop doing the activities that degenerate your skeletal system, and I wouldn't expect you to. So instead of allowing this wear and tear that we have every day, that we can't really get away from, instead of allowing this wear and tear to wear you down until you can't move anymore, we're going to provide treatments to kind of counteract that wear and tear. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
So basically, long story short, how we like to say it is prevention's always wiser than overhaul, or wellness care is always better than sickness care.
Oh, yes.
And that's kind of our motto here. So, we don't want you to come in crawling. We want to kind of keep you out of that state. Once we get you stabilized, we'll prevent all this other bad stuff from happening again. Okay?
Okay.
So, wellness is what you want. That's what you need, and that's what we can give for you. So that's great. But there's a few things that I need for you to kind of commit to so that we can get you to that point, because that's our goal. We want to get you in this healthy state, okay? So we've written them down here. And first of all, I need you to make your treatment times, which we have all right here. We're going to schedule them. And like I said, it's the number of treatments and frequency that make chiropractic care work for people. So this amount is very important to getting you to that wellness state, okay? And then second, we do a class, a special class. You can read about it down here. And it's a health and wellness class, and it happens to be a topic I think you'll really benefit from and you'll enjoy for the rest of your life, actually. And like we said here, it's called the How to Stay Young Your First 100 Years, and I promise it's health information you've probably never been taught before. It's actually a very cool, very fun class. And I have your tickets with me, and I actually included a few for your family, because if they could come, I think they'd really benefit from it as well. But we have it 2 times a week. And I can schedule you. We offer it Tuesday and Thursday nights this week at 5 o'clock. And you know, whichever is better for you. You bring your family, like I said, it'd be great. We'd love to have them. And basically, we'll sign you up for one, and we'll get you to learn a little bit more about health, which is great. Okay? Do you know which would be best for you? We'll put it down.
Probably Thursday, but how long does the class last?
It's just about an hour.
Okay.
And we'll have refreshments and everything. It'll be a good
Okay.
time. It's real fun. We have a good time doing it. So what we'll do is we'll write it down, and I'll make sure Miss Lynn, when you go up to the front, she's going to schedule you for this and put you on the books, because we kind of have a sign-up list for every week for it. And you let her know if any of your family members are going to come, things like that. And then she'll also schedule you for these appointments, and we'll get you going on the books, okay?
Okay.
So, unless you have any questions for me, I'm ready to get started. So do you have any questions? I know that was a lot.
Yeah, I'll probably have questions tonight.
That's fine. That's fine. You can keep this with you. Bring it back if you want. We can talk about it again, anything like
Okay.
that. And this, like I said, this is yours. It's your treatment plan. You own it. So bring it with you, or do what you want, and you can call me or anything. Okay?
Okay.